Hey, what's up everybody? This is Muse24, and today I'm going to be taking a look at another Halo figure. This is the Prophet of Regret from the old Joyride Studios figures. This is part of the Halo 2 line of figures that they did. And as with the Prophet of Truth, which I already reviewed, he's a lot bigger than the newer McFarlane toys. Not nearly as posable, due in part to the fact that he's in the little hover chair there, and then also the fact that just the way that the toy is engineered in general, he's not quite as posable as some of these newer ones. But does have a lot of nice detail on them, some nice colors. And I'll just go ahead and look at the box here first. And see in the top corner that he's not actually part of like the main series of figures, I don't believe. He's the limited edition one, whereas the Prophet of Truth was part of the Series 7 figures. He also has the Prophet of Regret name on the side of the box there, and then the big Halo 2 logo on the front. Spinning around to the back side, you have a description of who the Prophet of Regret is, and actually with the Prophet of Truth figure they had it designed as if it were like intel from UNSC database or something like that. With this one it's just a description of who he is as a character, what happens to him in the game, and then you have a smaller version of him down here in the like other figures section. I don't understand why they didn't put like the Prophet of Mercy there. I mean, even if it's for just the limited edition figures, it would have made sense to me. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy out of the box with my X-Acto knife, and then we'll take a look at him more in depth. So now that he's out of the packaging, you can see just how much the gold stands out on him. His robes are blue, which kind of blends in with the color of the chair in general. It doesn't stand out quite as much as Truth's did. And that's kind of how he was in the game anyways. I do like the design of his little crown helmet thing here with the more rounded, like, half-moon shape. That's pretty cool. And I guess I never noticed it before, but he does have, like, earrings that hang down on those lobes there. I forgot to mention in the Prophet of Truth review that this little piece on the neck does pop out, and it's basically just because it just sits in there. I think it's in case, you want to transport this figure somewhere or put him into storage, and then that you wouldn't have to worry about that breaking if it just set it somewhere else. But it does slide back in easy enough, and it's not like it's going to have trouble coming in and out of there. You have some nice detail again on the chair. It's basically the same bottom half as the Prophet of Truth figure. I think it's actually the same designs on the robes and everything. So basically it's like with all the Prophet figures, I assume they did like the same mold and then gave it a different head. Basically that, and then the different crown. I think that's really it. Different colors, different head, different crown piece. Which, it really only makes sense because they look very similar in the games, aside from those features. In terms of posability, the hands do rotate, and you do get a little bit of wiggle room with them, too. So you can have his hands up like he's, preaching to the Covenant, or you can have them down like he's just floating in his chair there. And the head, actually, oh yeah, okay, the head does rotate. It just rotates at a little bit different point here, so you do get the rotation side to side, and he will crank his head up like that. So it's a little bit awkward when you get it over like that. But if you just have it like this, it looks like he can lean over and talk to some of the other prophets or other members of the Covenant or something like that. I do like the design of his head though, with the mouth open and the larger nostrils there. He definitely looks a little bit different than Truth, which is how they were in the games. But just his appearance overall, it makes him look a little bit more, I don't know, action-y, I guess, for lack of a better word. Looks like he's actually like in the middle of talking, whereas Truth is just kind of sitting there doing his thing. So there's kind of those two side by side, and Truth definitely looks taller just because of his crown. But still, pretty cool figures overall. Again, like I said with the Prophet of Truth figure, you're getting it more for the fact that you have like this sort of statue figure of the prophets. It's not really something that you're going to get if you want a bunch of posability out of it, just because you only have 3 points of articulation on them. But for some size comparisons, here is the Halo Anniversary Series Cortana, and she's pretty small next to him. And then here is the Halo Anniversary Halo 1 Chief. So you can see that these older Joyride figures are quite a bit taller. I don't know how tall the Spartans that they made were, but these Prophet ones are pretty sizable. So yeah, like I said, it's more just for like a statue piece to have to stand there, and like these ones, both Prophet of Truth and Prophet of Regret were like $10, a little bit more than that. when I got them. So at some point down the road, I'll go ahead and get Mercy to complete the trio. But that pretty much wraps up this review, and with that, I will see you guys next time.
The Prophet of Regret is planning to activate Halo.
Are you sure?
I shall light this holy ring, release its cleansing flame, and burn a path into the divine beyond.
Pretty much.